This video, I'm going over how suppliers work, okay? And so, first, before we get into, what your criteria should be with suppliers, first, I need to explain what the supply chain looks like, okay? All right? And so, a product always starts with the manufacturer. The manufacturer is who makes the product, okay? Now, most manufacturers are in China, okay? All right. So the manufacturer produces the products at a large scale. They basically create the products, and then from there, when it leaves the manufacturer, it goes directly to the brand. Okay. The brand is the one that got the manufacturer to make the product and put their logo on it, and then the manufacturer sells the products to the brand. Okay, the brand owner. Okay. Then from the brand, what happens is it goes to distributors. Okay. These distributors' job is to market the brand and get this brand inside of all different types of stores. Okay. The brand does not do that itself, right? The brand will sell their product wholesale to the distributor, okay? So let's say the manufacturer makes the product, produces the product for, let's say, $4. They sell it to the brand for $4, and then the brand from there will sell it to the distributor for, let's say, $8, and then the distributor has the brand wholesale, and then the distributors, what happens is they sell them to their network of wholesalers, right? People that buy in bulk, which is us, okay? Like we lie right here, we buy in bulk, and so the distributor may sell it to us for $12, okay? And then we have it for $12, and then what do? We sell it on a retail platform, and this is basically retail platform / customer, and they may get the same product. We may get it for 12, and we may sell it to the customer for 25, and this is where the customer buys it retail in the store or online, okay? And this is how the supply chain works. So when you are like buying something from Amazon.com, Walmart.com, it has touched multiple hands, right? And the key to supply chain is to know that when the products get shipped to America, as soon as it gets off the boat, the brand touches it first, then the distributors, okay? Your goal as a wholesaler is to first reach out to the brand. Okay, that is what you want to do. You want to reach out to the brand, right? And so, when you are on Smart Scout, and there's a brand that you like. So let's say we're looking at this brand. Control copy. What you want to do, type it in and try to go to their website, okay? Right. If you cannot find their website, what you want to do is use SEO. This is basically using Google and find out where you can get the product wholesale from, right? When you do that, when you find out where you get the product wholesale from, you're going to the distributor. Okay, and so the plan of action is to reach out to brands first. Ask, can you make a wholesale account with the brand? Okay, this is where you're gonna get, the cheaper price. All right. If they say no, then what you do is you ask, hey, what distributors do you work with? Where can I get your product? And they're gonna give you a list of all their distributors. From there, you open up a wholesale account with the distributor, okay? And that is where you would get it for 12. But the key is to try to open up the wholesale account with the brand so you can get the cheapest price possible, as well as you can get brand authorization. Brand authorization means that the brand basically sends you a letter and allows you to be able to sell their products on Amazon, okay? This stops IP alerts, right? Because the brand already knows that you are selling it and they're already okay with you selling their brand, okay? Also, you have to realize that you're not really gonna be able to get it from the manufacturer. That is not our business model, right? With private label, like I explained, this is what they do. They get it from the manufacturer and then they get their product and they are the brand. And then they sell it on Amazon, retail. And by retail, this is like, Amazon for us. So Amazon.com for us. But retail in general is like Walmart.com, inside of Walmart stores, gas stations. This supply chain really applies to almost every product, okay? And the brand basically, creates demand through like advertisements or whatever it may be. They create, demand, and this is what gets the distributors to buy it from the brand at this price, because they know that they can sell it to wholesalers that want to sell the brand as well on retail platforms. That's kind of how it works. The brand is already marketed itself. That's why wholesale is very good, because we don't have to, market our brand. We don't have to build a brand. We're selling brands that are already known globally, that are already, working. And then from there, we're just getting it at a wholesale price for $12 and then going on Amazon and selling it for $25. And the cool part about it is, like, when we sell it on Amazon, Amazon will handle the shipment and they will handle customer support. So on our end, the most valuable thing is just to build a relationship with these brands, build a relationship with these distributors. That way we can get these products for very low. Then from there, we already know where we're gonna sell it. We already know that, Amazon is gonna give us the traffic needed to get our products off. We make our profits, and then from there we go back to the brand distributor, order some more products, and rinse and repeat, okay? And so suppliers make or break your business, right? Your business is basically dependent on how good a relationship can you build with your suppliers, right? The more you shoot, the more you hit. It's just a numbers game. So, I have people tell me, hey, I can't find a supplier. Well, I ask them how many suppliers they're reaching out to per day, and they say, well, I'm only reaching out to 1 to 2 suppliers per day. Well, guess what? It's a numbers game. You need to be reaching out to more suppliers, opening up more wholesale accounts, so you have more opportunity for a winning product, okay? A replenishable product, right? Because you want to build this a business. Yeah, you can get your hands on a product that probably has, 30% ROI, but guess what? If you could go back and get the same product next month and the month after that and continue to sell that product for years and years to come, do that, okay? And so the key to Amazon FBA is to have good connections and have capital to back those connections. So when your supplier sends you those good deals, you have the money to actually use those good deals, right? I feel like at first you have to put in the grunt work, but eventually your suppliers will start sending you deals. That is the easiest part, when they basically send you a deal and you go in there, you find out what the ASIN is, you look at your product, You go through there, look at the details. Okay, I see, what percentage of buy box they have, how much they invested in the product to get that percentage. All right, what does the history look like? Is there a plateau? Is it consistent? Okay, last 30 days, this is consistently selling at $31. Well, let me see how much I'm getting it for. Let's go back, let's scroll. I'm gonna pull up the same product, right? We'll go to details, how much monthly revenue, it's doing $3,000 per month. This is something I probably wouldn't want to sell. It's kind of what you do. You kind of vet it, the products, and if it makes sense, then it makes sense, and you should honestly buy, right? So I kind of went over how supply chain works already in my OneNote, my whiteboard, but manufacturers make and produce the product, brands put their logo on the product, then brands sell their distributors. Distributors use their network to push the product to wholesalers. Wholesalers buy in bulk from the distributors, and then from there, it goes to the retail store. Now, honestly, I'm gonna say that these two kind of can switch around. They can switch around. You could become an authorized distributor for a brand, right? There's nothing stopping you from getting right here, okay? Because the distributor job is really to sell to other baby. Like, you can say that you're a baby distributor. This is the big distributor. You're the baby distributor. You're like the baby wholesaler. Okay? He's the big wholesaler. He gets the big brand. I mean, he gets the big deals from the big brand, and then you can say you're the baby distributor. But there's nothing stopping you from taking this spot and buying directly from the brand. Now you become a distributor. That makes sense. Okay? All right, another visualization. Manufacturer, brand owner, distributors, wholesalers, and then it goes to retailers, okay? And so the benefits of wholesale is that you minimize your risk when making investments, because we have so much data to know, if this product will sell or not. We can see the monthly revenue. We can see how many other sellers are on it. We can see, how much it's been selling in the last 30 days to calculate, as well as we can do FBA calculations right inside of SmartScout. SmartScout is a one and all type of software, right? So we have all the data in the world to, let us know if we are going to be able to get sales or not, right? The only thing you are worried about is really just getting your hands on the product to where it is lower than what it's selling on for Amazon. So you find the product wholesale for $10, sell on Amazon for $30. The monthly sales should already make sense, competition, all that, everything checks out, we're good, okay? Also, another benefit of wholesale is you're actually building a business with actual relationships with other businesses. Right off rip, you might not get the best deals with these wholesalers, but down the line, let's say 6 months, you might, be able to start building a relationship with them and actually get, really, really good deals. Also, the scalability, since you are not, under the mercy of having just one brand or creating a brand, you can sell many different brands, and you can just plug and play, right? There are over 1 million brands, and so you can be super scalable. I mean, there are sellers out here. Let me show y'all. There are sellers out here who sell more than 100 brands. Okay, there are 481 sellers that sell more than 100 brands, right? You can see this person is doing 12 million, 10 million, 6 million per month, selling over 300 brands, 379 brands, 800 brands, right? And if you go to their offers, you can see they sell all different types of products, right? And this is crazy because you can see their brand coverage as well, so you can see how many brands they actually cover, and they cover a lot of brands. See, just pages. It's over 156 pages of brands they carry, okay? And one good thing to know, right? This is how you know if this is a good wholesale brand that you should want to carry, right? So when you look at the percentage of brand estimate and you see how much they're doing with this brand. So for example, Del Monte is a brand, right? They're doing 8,000 per month with Del Monte and they're taking up 70% of sales. Well, my bad, not even 70%, 0.7% of sales. So 0.7%, not even 1 full percent. So I know right off rip, this brand is someone that works with wholesalers because they're not taking up a huge percentage of brands. Versus this brand, right? This brand, they're doing 8,000 per month and they're taking up 49% of all the brand. Well, I know off bat that, this is not a good brand to, start a wholesale account with. And then Revlon is a big one, right? You can see that he's doing like 0.10% of Revlon, but he's doing 8,000. Well, you can go to Revlon and you can look at the products and you will be able to see, how many FBA sellers. You can see that Revlon works with a lot of FBA sellers. So this is a brand you might want to open up a wholesale account with, okay? Also, another thing you can do is if you peep that Revlon is a good one to do, look at the sellers that are selling Revlon. 9 times out of 10, these sellers are FBA sellers, okay? So they are doing, 5%, they're taking up 5% of Revlon. You can see how many offers they have as well. And you can go in here and look at their offers. Smart Sky can become a rabbit hole, right? And you can see what type of products they sell. So I believe that this is a arbitrage type seller. And I say it's arbitrage because he sells clothes and shoes and health. These seem like all items that you can get inside the store. I don't think this is a wholesale seller. Okay. So the benefit is, the minimize risk because we have so much data to prove that this will work. Relationships, scalability, okay? Now, what to look for in a supplier, right? You want to look to see how the website looks. Do they have a good phone number, email? Do they have Google, Yelp reviews? And then how are the reviews on Amazon for the product? So when you are looking for, let's say, a brand, you can see right off the rip, what does their brand reviews look like, right? And you can just click on the product, scroll down, and you're able to see, what type of brand this is, because you don't want to sell a brand to where, there's bad reviews and it's a shitty brand. That will hurt your account more than it will help your account, okay? And that's why you can always look at brand score, right? I like to keep a brand score above 3, okay? Minimum 3, right? And so also too, right? When looking at a brand, you want to make sure there's no dominant seller, right? And that is simply because you don't want to compete against a seller that's taking up all the sales. And you can play with these filters. So you can make it to where this one starts with nothing, but then the monthly revenue is a minimum of 25,000, right? But no dominant seller. And so you have over 100,000 brands that don't have a dominant seller that do, major sales. And then another way you can filter it is doing a minimum of 3 FBA sellers. And so now there are 6,000 brands that don't have a dominant seller that are doing 25K in revenue that have an average number of 3 or more FBA sellers. So that means that they're open to working with FBA sellers. And these are brands right now that you can reach out to and possibly open up a wholesale account with. And so what you can do is simply MediPoint. And so what you do is click here, MediPoint, right? MediPoint.com. Boom, MediPoint.com. And then, usually what happens is at the bottom, or when you click contact, you can reach out to them. And so you will say your first name, last name, email address, and say, hey, I am, the sales manager at whatever, let's say Brown Trading LLC, and I am looking to see if I can open up a wholesale account with you guys. That's all you have to say. Okay, what is needed to open up a wholesale account? Now, you can email them, you can call them, whatever it may be. Just make sure you reach out to them, okay? Also, here are the top suppliers, like products I like to buy. I like electronics because it does not require a lot of prep. It just comes in a regular box. For example, like a PlayStation, it's like, it doesn't expire, none of that, right? Health and household items, beauty and personal care, office products and school supplies. That was just going crazy because school started back. Kitchen, home and dining, pet supplies, coffee, snacks, canned foods, toys and games, and then baby products, right? And you do not want to buy anything that has a GHS warning. So this is a GHS warning. Yeah, you don't want to buy that. 9 times out of 10, it is gated on Amazon, but you don't want to buy that, okay? And so here are some hard yeses, right? So a hard yes is, how consistent would the vendor be able to supply you with profitable goods, okay? I'm gonna let you know the best of the best products that a supplier has does not even make it to their website. They shoot their loyal customers emails and texts about their hot deals before it ever gets on the website, okay? And so this is why I teach you to build a relationship with someone at the supplier, like build a relationship with the supplier, because you want to be the person that they are sending those deals to. And also you want to like deal with suppliers to where they don't get in droughts a lot. If you get a product and buy in bulk from them one time, they're able to supply that same product the next month and the next month. That way you can build a replenishable list. A replenishable list, all that is just basically, you spent $5K on, some products, you sold out, right? And then you're able to just go back and order again from the same place. And honestly, let's say you want to do, 10K per month, all it takes is 2 products that are doing 5K each, that you're doing 5K each with, and that you can, that you sell out, and then you can just order it again, okay? Right, with your business, you don't have to do a lot of soul searching, right? If you have your products in place, you can keep, if your supplier can keep, giving you that same product month in, month out, then that means you can keep selling it. You don't have to go soul searching, right? A few products will do the job for you, as well as you don't want to keep all your eggs in one basket. So if you have 5K, you need to invest $2,500 in 2 products. That way you don't have, all your eggs in one basket, okay? Another hard yes is forms of payments. Now, most suppliers do not accept credit cards. If they do, that's good. You can ask them, and that'd be good for you. If you time it correctly, you should sell out. You can be able to use your credit card, sell out in like 3 weeks, 2 weeks, and then be able to pay that off and then use the profit and reinvest, okay? Credit cards are really good for, online arbitrage, as well as they could be good for wholesale if your supplier accepts, credit cards, right? They don't want to do that sometimes because they don't want to pay the 3% fee, okay? So they prefer liquid funds, mostly wire transfers, cashier's check, and cash, right? If your vendor is local, ask them, do they do cash deals, okay? If you can go and, go to your, if you can, like, drive up to your vendor, ask them, do they do cash deals, okay? Also, you can use this website called plastic.com. And basically what plastic.com does is it will, process your credit card and make it a wire transfer, okay? And so let's say if you have a credit limit of 10K and you spend 10K in inventory, what they will do is they'll process it and they will send it to your supplier as a wire. So this is very, very valuable. Most people don't even know plastic.com even exists, okay? And so another hard yes is lead time, right? So suppliers should have a lead time of 7 to 14 days to get your product delivered to your destination. Okay, it should take them a week from the time you pay them to the time that it gets to the destination of where you want it to go, okay? You always want to push your supplier for quicker lead times. It makes everything easier. You got to think, they want to keep you around. You're spending money with them. They are basically you are their client, okay? Amazon friendly. Now some vendors are Amazon friendly and will ship to Amazon directly, right? This is a plus because if they can do that, you won't ever need to touch or store the product. And that's why I call it WAF FBA, because either you could get the supplier to, straight up send to Amazon for you, or you can get the supplier to send to a prep center. You pay the little $1, $2 prep fee, right? Then from there to Amazon. But it's Wi-Fi FBA because you should never, ever really touch the product. What most people do is get the supplier to send to themselves, and then from there they prep it up. But it's quicker to do it this way, okay? Because your ROI should still make sense regardless. You should still be making profit regardless, okay? All right, forms of communication. You want to make sure that your supplier is very good at getting back to you, because if anything happens, you want to make sure that you can get in touch with the supplier. When you buy in bulk, sometimes Amazon will, require you to have an invoice from your supplier to keep selling the product. And so that's when you would reach out to your supplier and say, hey, I need an invoice. Hey, I need this. Let them know what you need. And then from there, always be on them about, answering quick, right? Also, with certain things, like when you ship to a prep center or you ship to Amazon, Amazon will ask for the dimensions. So basically the dimensions of the pallet, right? And like, is it 40 by 48? And this is all information you get from your vendor, okay? It's all the information you get from your vendor, okay? When a customer has questions about the actual product, vendor, reach out to your vendor, okay? You do want to answer questions. In your sales essential, you're gonna have questions that people ask about the product. You do want to answer the questions. It makes your account look way better. It tells Amazon that you're actually active inside of your account, okay? Prep center hard yeses, okay? So a prep center, if you don't remember, a prep center is a middleman, a middle destination to where they will prep your product for you and get it ready for Amazon, okay? Because sometimes when it leaves the supplier will not prep it for you. It is good if they will prep it for you. I always ask, because if they'll do it for free, let them do it for free, okay? The goal of the business is to drive profit up, drive costs down, okay? So if they're prepping for free, yeah, but we like to use prep centers, and what happens is they'll prep it for you, and from there they'll send it to Amazon, okay? And the way you get Amazon to pick up your product is by creating a shipment plan, which I am going to go over how to do in a later video. Okay. And so when you order an Amazon truck to pick up your product, it just comes out of your sales. Okay. So location is a big part about Prep Center. If you get, I know I was saying this in the earlier video, but if you have a Prep Center in Miami, if you have a supplier in Miami or whatever city, find a Prep Center that's close. That way the truck can be the least expensive as possible. Okay. Do not, have a supplier on the West Coast and then have a Prep Center on the East Coast and then you still have to pay for the No, make sure your Prep Center is closed. And that's why you can just simply call them. They want your money. They want you to use them, okay? Lead time. You always want to deal with Prep Centers that have the fastest lead time, okay? Ask them, what is their lead time? How long is it going to take you once you get my products to actually have my products sent out to Amazon, okay? Also, prep price, right? Prep fee should be around $1, $3 depending on the size, but you can always negotiate. And so a rule of thumb is that it's very easy to calculate. If you're paying $10 per unit and your prep fee is $2, all you do is just add that to your unit price. So now it is costing you $12 per unit. And so you still have to compare that to what price you're gonna sell this product on Amazon. The same thing with shipping. If it costs you $100 to ship and you have 100 units, all you would do is 100 divided by the number of units, and that comes out to $1. And so you would add that. And so let's say if it cost me $100 to ship to my Prep Center, and then they basically make me pay $2 per unit. Okay, now my unit price went up $2. Now it's $12, and then it went up $1 because it shipped $13 unit price. And so you have to compare that to how much it's selling for on Amazon. And that is simply just going in here, FBA calculator, and you put your ASIN in, and then you cost the product, it'd be $13. Selling price, put the buy box price, okay, whatever the buy box price is. And then from there, it's gonna give you your net profit. Once it gives you your net profit, if you remember, what do? Find out your ROI. All you have to do is profit divided by cost. And then you find out your ROI from there, okay? Very simple, very easy. This is probably one of the most simple business models ever. Consistent as well, right? And so this is what it looks like, right? The vendor, you buy from your vendor, the freight comes and picks it up. Freight quote, use freightquote.com. From there, you send it to a Prep Center or yourself. If you're somebody who wants to do it yourself, you can literally look up a YouTube video on how to prep real quick, prep it yourself, and then send it to Amazon. But I prefer WAFA FBA to where I don't touch it. So I use a Prep Center, okay? Prep Center, what happens, the Prep Center then sends it to Amazon for you, and then from there, you're listed, you're good, okay? Or if the vendor is Amazon friendly, the vendor will send it directly to Amazon for you, okay? Okay, shipping content. So SPD is small parcel delivery. It cannot weigh more than, it cannot measure more than 25 inches and weigh more than 50 pounds. And for SPD, you probably are going to pay 20 to 30 cents per pound. Okay. SPD stands for small parcel delivery. Basically small little boxes, not pallets. Okay. LTL, less than truckload. weighs more than 50 pounds. Okay. These are the big pallets. Big pallets. Okay. All right, and so always when you are shipping to Amazon, so inside of your shipment plan, always select thermal printing. Thermal printing, all that is basically they're gonna ask you, do you want thermal printing? When you create a shipment plan, when you say yes, they're gonna give you a label. All you have to do is put control, save the label, and then just email it. Email it to your supplier, and that is the label that they will slap onto your product, your pallet. That way when the Amazon truck comes, they scan it and they know exactly what product is yours, okay? Going over MOQ versus MOV. MOQ stands for minimum order quantity. Okay, 90% of suppliers use this, right? For example, these GoPros. The MOQ will be 200 units. MOV stands for minimum order value. That means, like these GoPros, to buy these, you have to spend at least $200, okay? Supplier key cities. Now, the key cities that suppliers are in is Miami, New York, LA, San Francisco, Houston, South Louisiana, right? These are all ports, because the closer to a port, the cheaper the price of the products are, because shipping costs are involved. Once a product gets from, let's say, Louisiana and it travels to Tennessee, from there it is going to cost you more because it has to travel, right? And if you are a business owner and you're the supplier, you're going to charge more, because why would I lose money if I had to get this product to me and I had to pay for shipping? I'm going to charge more for my product wholesale, okay? So you always want to look for, suppliers in these areas. These are going to be the best areas to look in. And I'm going to teach you how to use Google Maps, okay? But here are ways to find a good supplier: trade shows, wholesale directories, Google Maps, leveraging SEO, networking, buying supplier lead lists, VAs, and then Smart Scout, okay? So trade shows. Trade shows are good to make connections. Trade shows are basically big conventions for suppliers, okay? ASD is the biggest trade show. And so a trick that I like to do when looking at trade shows, so let's go to ASD, trade show, right? Happening tomorrow, okay? Good thing about trade shows is that you can go there and you can open up wholesale accounts and let them know, hey, I'm an Amazon seller, as well as they always have a vendor directory or exhibit list. And so even if you don't attend this trade show, what you can do is click the vendor list, and from there you can go through and it will tell you, if they are drop shipping, e-commerce friendly, private label. From there, what you can do is you can literally just reach out, right? So 123 Wholesale, you can say, hey, I seen you on the ASD exhibit list. From there, I want to see how I can work. I wasn't able to make it to you guys out there, but I want to see how I can still work with you guys, right? And do not sleep on trade shows, like going to trade shows. Like take the time out and actually go, because I had a student recently, and he's done $39,000 his first month with Amazon, and he said he found his supplier from a trade show, okay? And also, if you're looking for trade shows, you can look in your city. So I can say Miami trade show. Boom, and you will find trade shows in Miami. Okay. Also, there's a website called Top 10 Wholesale. This is a directory, and I believe they have right here trade shows. And so You can find, different types of trade shows when they're actually happening. This looks a little outdated, but it is a resource that you can use, okay? And so the next one is funny because the next slide was literally wholesale directories. And so what these wholesale directories do is they allow you to find suppliers. They are the middleman between you and suppliers sometimes. Instead of, reaching out to the supplier on the website, pressing the contact, what you can do is you can go on here and find certain suppliers. So you can find drop shipping suppliers, right? If you're looking for an Amazon supplier, so you can look up Amazon. FBA, and they'll give you, some suppliers that do Amazon FBA, shipping to Amazon FBA, Amazon FBA wholesale. Also, if you're looking for a particular category, like you're looking for, let's say, GoPro, right? And, it's going to give you products that, not products, they're going to give you basically suppliers that, could possibly sell GoPro. And let's say you're looking for electronics. Same thing, okay? So you have top 10 wholesale, and then you have wholesale central. So many different ways to find suppliers. So right here off top, you can see Amazon FBA suppliers. And right here, we have Amazon Virtual Agent, we have KZ International, Empire Distribution. And so we have all these suppliers on here that you can work with, okay? And literally just click on there, visit the website, and open up a wholesale account with them, okay? Wholesale Central gives you the place as well. Also, if you're looking for a particular product, so let's say you're looking for GoPro, you can search, and it's gonna try to pop up GoPro for you, okay? Another one is Palletfly. Now this is, I don't really recommend Palletfly. People been having problems with Palletfly, but it is used. So what Palletfly does is actually give you, a daily FBA list, and they actually give you products and already do the calculations for you. And so Palletfly is like wholesale central and top 10 wholesale. What they do is they're basically the middleman. So they just lead you to the supplier. Palletfly actually middleman. So you can actually buy through Palletfly, and they'll buy from the supplier. They actually middleman it, okay? And so I have students that have, bought from Palletfly. I don't recommend it. I feel like it's the easy way out when you can really just build up your list, build up, everything yourself. See, I can go to office product, click office product, and it'll tell you the ROI, expected ROI, expected profit, and then it throws you deals, and you can view it, and then you can, increase quantity, and then send a purchase request. Also, you can compare. It allows you to compare, and you can also check if it's gated. And what that's going to do is take you directly to Amazon Seller Central to see if it's gated, if you can sell the product or not. And so Palletfly is pretty good as well. Another one is Inventory Source. Okay, Inventory Source is for drop shipping. But also you can find, regular suppliers as well, because if people are drop shipping them, that means that you could FBA them if you would like to, okay? And so what you can do is you can go to Dropship Supplier Directory, and from there you can create a free account and go on there and view, okay? Also, there's this place, Source ESB. And so Source ESB basically allows you to go in here and search for a particular product. And so what you can do is you can search for GoPro. Well, hold on. Let me see. So this is how you, like, instead of just searching, I'm gonna show you how you can use this. So let's say I'm looking for a product and the manufacturer is let's not even do Monday 10. Who produces Ghost Streams? The manufacturer is Ghost. I can go to Source ESB, search for manufacturer. Source ESB is active, but also like they have at the bottom, you can see they have featured content, and so you can look up the top electronics distributors, right? Okay. Source Today is another one, so you can look at all these, and what you can do is literally upload wholesale accounts with them, as well as they have distribution. And so, this is kind of, some blogs about distribution as well as supply chain. And so you can read articles on supply chains as well. Let's go back to Source ESB. Right. But I do recommend that you sign up for Source ESB, because what they do sometimes is they allow you to find, like they'll give you a brand on here, and what they'll do is give you all the authorized distributors for that particular brand. Okay, so you can click at the bottom, it talks about the distributors, and so what you can do is it gives you the number and it tells you, what they actually sell. And so Source ESB can, be a real good source for you when it comes to a directory. Okay, it's a little different than Top 10 Wholesale and Wholesale Central, but it's still effective. Okay. Another way is Google Maps. And so what you can do is, I had a student recently tell me he was from Norfolk, Virginia. And so what I taught him how to do was to look up the word Norfolk, wholesale, go to maps, and from there, when you search it, let's zoom out. And so what they allow you to do is find distributors. So if I'm looking over this area, I can put distributors. Boom. Now I got distributors in my area, and this is a good place I could start at, right? Also, I could look up Miami. Let's say we're looking at Miami suppliers. Ooh, I did that all wrong. Still popped up, right? So you have a lot of different suppliers, okay? Lots and lots of different suppliers. If I look up wholesale, boom, it's gonna pop up all the wholesale suppliers. And so you will find really, really good suppliers that don't have a big online presence if you look in your area, and you can always go in there and talk. Face to face always beats over the internet, okay? Always. All right. And so when you see a vendor that's closed, you can see if they'll do a cash deal. A cash deal may be the low, maybe 9,800, and you say, hey, if I do 9,500 in cash, would you allow me to do it? And they'll do it, okay? Google SEO. This is basically when you're looking for something. Let's say if I'm looking for GoPro, I would type in GoPro wholesale. Boom. From there, I'm looking for GoPro wholesale. Okay. I could type in GoPro authorized distributors or authorized dealer. Boom. It's gonna take me to all the GoPro authorized dealer. Okay? If I wanted to look up GoPro Wholesale, okay, GoPro Wholesale. And so this is very good because when you're looking up certain brands, all you have to do is look at the brand, type it in, and type in, you know, the brand first. If it does not pop up, if a website does not directly pop up, then from there type in wholesale or authorized distributors, and then from there it's like Google's gonna search, like pull up the results for you, and from there you can use that to real life, you know, find a good supplier. Okay. All right. Networking. So you want to meet and conversate with people that are also in Amazon as well, right? So you have to chat. Sellicon is a big event to go to. Sellicon is where other Amazon sellers will be at, and you never know. You might find suppliers that might put you on to a few things. I will host Wi-Fi FBA events in the future for networking, but also social media is the #1 way to network for any type of business. Okay, so you know, deal with other Amazon sellers on social media, follow other Amazon sellers. That way you can kind of get the feel of the business as a whole. Okay, buying lead lists. Now you can buy FBA supplied lead lists from someone, or someone can give it to you, but you got to realize that when you're buying a lead list, it's not really useful because you still won't have the same relationship as that person who gave the lead list will with that supplier. So I can give you a lead list, but at the end of the day, you're not gonna have the same connection I have with my suppliers, okay? Virtual assistants, what you can do is you can hire an assistant from the Philippines, and you can literally teach them how to do the business, or you can have them take my course. And from there, you can pay them like $3 an hour, and they'll probably do your whole business for you, okay? And you can set goals for the VA. You don't have to set a schedule, you can set goals. Say, hey, I need you to reach out to 200 vendors per week. I need you to purchase 5K worth of goods for me, and I need you to find 10 profitable products. And you know, have them do that, okay? And you can find virtual assistants on Fiverr, wherever it may be, okay? Upwork, ph.jobs is a good one, okay? Last one is suppliers, right? And so Smart Scout, which is the most goated software ever, right? What you can do is first you can start with your state. And so let's say you live in Texas like me, you can type in Texas and find out all the suppliers in Texas. Also, if you click this, you can find out what brands they carry, okay? And so if you find out what brands they carry, like Oats Mega, that's not a good brand, right? If I see that they carry, let's say this brand, right? I can go to that brand's products. I could do, you know, my product research and kind of look at the FBA sellers. Okay. Let's say if this is a product that I want, right? What I would do is I would go right here, look at the UPC, right? Reach out to Ann's Warehouse and Party in the email and say, hey, Ann, I'm gonna open up a wholesale account with you guys. I'm looking at this particular product, and I'll put the title of the product with the UPC. Do you have this product in stock? Please let me know. Boom. That is how you do it. Okay. I'm pretty sure Smart Scout over time will add way more suppliers. But they carry Mary Kay. Does Mary Kay allow FBA sellers? Well, Mary Kay probably has a few products that will. Like this one right here, they have 13 FBA sellers. This one right here has 50 FBA sellers. Okay, 9 FBA sellers. And all it is simply looking for the UPC. There's no UPC right here. Okay, if there's no UPC that pops up, what you can do is a little trick I like to do is do a ASIN to UPC converter. And what you can do is come here, go back to Smart Scout, copy the ASIN. So copy that ASIN, come right here, put in the ASIN, convert that, convert. Sometimes it may not work, but most times that website definitely works, okay? But if you were to get the UPC, then that's when you reach out to Mary Kay or the supplier and basically let them know what you're looking for, right? But in the grand scheme of things, there is nothing stopping you from actually going through this whole supplier list and reaching out to everyone. They are literally right here, okay? And the cool thing about Smart Scout is that distribution carries. Or I could just put 24/7 distribution. That lets me know right there, 24 distribution carries this brand. I had that in my Smart Scout for forever. And so now, when I'm going to do my product research, let's say if I ever come across this, I know exactly who carries that brand. And you can go through there and do that all, okay? This is like building out basically a system for yourself, okay? An Amazon system for yourself. But that is how I find suppliers, okay? You know, you go on here, you find a brand you want to work with, literally just type the name in on Google. From there, once you type the name in on Google, go to their page, website, look for contact. We have an FBA script we allow you to use that comes with this program. From there, use the script, open up a wholesale account with them. You should have your EIN number. And then from there, you know, view the prices, see what you like, see what you don't, okay? And so that is it when it comes to suppliers. All right, y'all.